Hey guys, it's Kendra. So today I'm doing a totally different video than what I normally film on my channel, or I don't film on my channel. I'm doing a totally different video than what I usually post on my channel, and that is a bookcase tour. A bookcase tour. But basically I'm just going to be taking you around my room and I'm going to show you all the different kinds of books I've got. I can't go into detail over every single one of them because that would take way too long. But I will show you how I've organized my books, or kind of organized my books. And I'm gonna just show you some of the books that kind of stand out to me and just show ya. Pretty much. And let me just preface this by saying I'm not trying to brag or anything about how many books I have, because I do have a lot of books, but there are people out there who have way more books than I do. I'm just showing you guys because I personally think that bookcase tours are really fun to watch, and I like to see how many books other people have and just kind of see how they organize, and just, I don't know what it is, but looking at other people's bookcases is fun for me. Also, this was kind of a requested video in a way, or at least it was a video idea given to me by one of you guys. Hi Malachi. So yeah, let's just do it. Alright, so my first bookcase is actually in my closet, so that's why I have a bunch of clothing behind me. And yeah, the lighting's also probably a little weird right now because I'm in my closet. But there's usually a sliding door right here. Anyways, we're here for the books. Up on the top, I have a lot of children's books and some magazines and things like that. I also have horse and dog related books because I'm an animal lover, and I don't know, I have these. I have like Pippi Longstockings and a children's treasury that has a bunch of poems and nursery rhymes and some fairy tales too. Fun fact about those two books, the Pippi Longstockings and the Children's Treasury, is that Pippi Longstockings came from my grandma. She kind of got me into Pippi Longstockings when I was little. And then the Children's Treasury came from my mom when we borrowed a Children's Treasury type of a book from the library, and we read from it pretty much every day, and I just really liked the poems and things like that. So she actually bought me my own, and here it remains. Then on the first actual shelf in this bookcase, I have a lot of adventure and mystery books. I have a lot of Nancy Drew books on the back here because it's double booked. So I've got Nancy Drew just stuffed in the back. I'm a big fan of Nancy Drew. I love her. She's like one of my fictional heroines and role models, I guess you could say. Heroine sounds really bad because it sounds like heroin. Heroin instead of heroin? I don't know. Sounds like a drug. Anyways, I've also got, in addition to Nancy Drew, some of the Hardy Boys. I have this entire series called the Red Rock Mystery Series. Ugh, got a hair. Got it. Okay. I've also stuffed my Jane Austen book up here. Actually, that's my sister's. On to the next one. In this shelf, I have more adventure books. I've got the entire kids version of the Left Behind series right in here. Some of the books that are behind all of these include books by Frank Peretti and this really good series that's like middle grade aged. That series is called the Seven Wonders series, and it's by Peter Larringus, or Larringus. I don't know how to say his name. Names can be hard. And then I have some kind of random books stuck up here on top of them because I ran out of shelf space, and now is that point where, you know, a crazed book lover just starts sticking books wherever she can put them. That's where I'm at. I also have a couple of Star Wars books over here. Those are technically adventure, right? Kenobi, I did not make it through this one. I couldn't make it through. It was so boring. I'm sorry. I love you, Obi-Wan, but plot, please give me a plot. But Dark Disciple was really good. I really liked this one. I might have been more attracted to this one because it's got more of a romance plot to it. I just thought it was really good. I thought that it was intriguing and the story kept moving, unlike this one. Also on shelf number 2, the classic books start. So I've got, you know, The Secret Garden, Little Princess, Peter Pan. I got just some classics up here, and then they continue into the back of the bottom shelf. That's the word. There's things like Ben-Hur, Little House on the Prairie, probably things like Pollyanna. And then over down here is my little romance section. Yes, I have some romance novels. I think they're all Christian romance novels though. And I haven't even read them all. And then I have the beginnings of my historical books starting right here. These are like biography type books. I have a lot of historical fiction and nonfiction in my library. I'm really into history, so I like that. On to the next bookcase. Welcome to bookcase number 2. Haha, you made it. Okay. Anywho, we pick up where we left off with the last bookcase. I'll take this down so you can see. I've got the historical nonfiction in here, so I don't think I've actually read any of those books yet. Then after the nonfiction, or the historical nonfiction, I've got a bunch of horse fiction. I put all of the horse related books in one place because I have a lot of them, and there's actually a reason for that. I'm gonna put this back now. But the reason for all of the horsey type books is because my older sister used to be into horseback riding, and I think she still is, but she was really serious about horseback riding for a long time, and I also learned how to ride horses when I was younger. So because my older sister had that passion for horses, she bought a lot of books about horses. But then I also had a passion for horses, so I bought horse-related books. That's why. Then after the horse books, on the second level is where all of my historical fiction is. I've kind of got a weakness for historical fiction. Just saying. Not only do I have historical fiction on both layers of this bookcase, or this shelf, that's the word, shelf. I also have more historical fiction down here on the bottom shelf in the back. So I've got a wee bit of a situation. Then on the very bottom shelf over here, we've got what I call my girly or fluff books. These are just like the easy to read kind of fluffy books that tend to center around teen drama, really. To me, these are just the books that don't have a particular genre. They're more like contemporary, I guess you could say. And a lot of them are middle grade contemporary. They're kind of a guilty pleasure at times to just read a book about middle grade students or even high school students who are just like going through boy drama. I don't know. I find it interesting from time to time. I can't read heavy stuff all the time. I gotta have a little bit of a break. And then when all of those like fluffy kind of books are done, I've got some really old kind of vintagey books right here. The diamond designed hardcover books you see here, they're called Kathy Martin stories. But yeah, the first one is called The Cat for Kathy. It's all about this girl, I don't know, probably in the 60s, 50s or 60s. These are old books, like really old. But I love them. They're so cute. Yeah, 1959 was when this book was published. I also really like old books because there's this different style to them as opposed to the books that you pick up from the bookstore nowadays. I don't know how to even describe it, but it's just a different feel to the books. Plus, when you open this book and you see how brown these pages are and like the little illustrations, it's got a history to it, and I love that. And we're gonna move over to the last bookcase. Hi. Welcome to the last bookcase. I actually just reorganized everything on this bookcase, and that's why I've got some books that are just kind of stuck in random places. Like the very first bookcase that I showed you guys, I had random books in there because I reorganized and I needed more shelf space. Anywho, I'm gonna show you what's on here. First of all, over here is my Bible and like my Bible study note type things. It's all in this basket. Also on this bookshelf, I have the books that I'm currently reading. I usually prefer only reading like one book at a time, but I am doing this thing where I read a fluff book or like a fiction fun kind of a book, and currently that's my Star Wars Rivon book. I don't know if it's Rivon or Ravon or however you want to say it, but this is currently what I'm reading for fun. But then I also am doing this thing where I read like personal development type books, and right now I'm reading Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People. But yeah, I just keep these ones over here by my Bible, and I pull them out whenever it's time for me to read. So aside from those things, now I have my music. I've got my record player right here. If you haven't figured it out by now, I'm really into vintage things, and I don't know, there's something about the past that's really cool to me. And then next to the record player, I've got all of my records. A lot of these records my mom gave to me. They're actually like legitimate vintage records. All the records that she gave me, she's had since she was like a teenager. So I've got some really random things in here that I've never even listened to. Oh, actually this is Aretha Franklin. I listened to this. It was pretty good. This is one I haven't listened to. It's Carmen. I've never heard of Carmen. Yeah. Some of the records I actually do enjoy are these two, Josh Groban and Lindsey Sterling. Love you guys. Second shelf, DVDs and Blu-rays. I've got so many. That sounds so weird. So many. But I've got my DVD player in the corner over here, along with the original Pride and Prejudice. Then I have them all organized according to kind of a type. All of these are my Disney movies, and these are like the Disney Blu-rays. And then in the back I have more animated movies, I've got live action, and then I've got some classics like Sound of Music, Thoroughly Modern Millie, things like that. I've also got La La Land back there. That movie gets me every time. And then there's just this little chest here. It's just a jewelry box. Back to books! On the bottom, I've pretty much just stacked every book that I could possibly fit. So in the back, I think I've got a lot of fantasy novels. I really like fantasy and fairy tales and things like that. So those are all gonna be down there. Then in the front, I have some of like, it's definitely a hodgepodge. Hang in with me. On the far left, I've got my Keeper of the Lost Cities series, which if you guys follow me on my sisters in my channel, Cookie Crumbles and Moondust, you probably saw a vlog a while ago of the time that we went to a book signing party for that series. It was so fun. It was so fun! This is kind of like my Shannon Messenger pile, honestly. I love Shannon Messenger. She's an awesome author. I almost said awesome artist, but technically she is an artist, in a way. An artist of words. Then I have a couple of books that are on my like TBR pile, I guess you could say. I don't know if they're any good yet because I haven't read them yet, but I've got Tiger Lily by Jodi Lynn Anderson. I've also got the first book of the Lunar Chronicles, Cinder. This is by Marissa Meyer. My brother bought that for me for Christmas last year. I still haven't read it. I think this is another book that my brother bought me for Christmas last year. It's Lock and Key, The Initiation by Ridley Pearson. And this book is actually about Sherlock and Moriarty, and I'm so excited to read this, but I haven't gotten to it yet because I'm still working through a bunch of other books, so we'll get to it eventually. Then I've got a bunch of like my Christian kind of spiritual books. I don't know why I said it that way. I'm losing my mind, guys. And then those kind of overflow into the last stack that's over here. A bunch of random hardcover books are over here too. Those are just like a bunch of random books that I don't really know what genre they are. And then the last book I've got over here is The Broken Way by Anne Voskamp. This is a book that my mom bought me for Christmas. She put it in my stocking and I still haven't read it yet. It's kind of a running theme, apparently. But I'm gonna read it. So those are all of the books in my room. I have a lot of books. I love books so much. I don't even know how to go about explaining it. Books are just like these little magical portals that can take you anywhere you want to go, and you can become whoever you want to be within the pages of a book. And it feels real sometimes, and I just love how we can take 26 letters of an alphabet, at least in the English language, and we can rearrange those letters in such a way as to create images and a story inside of our own minds. It's crazy. So I hope you enjoyed the bookcase tour or my library tour. If you want to see more book-related videos, whoa. If you want to see more book-related videos from me in the future, then hit the like button so I know you guys actually like these kinds of videos. But if you guys have a specific book-related video that you want me to make, leave me a comment down below and I will get to it. As long as it's, you know, not like a really weird or inappropriate type of a video. Not that I think you guys would recommend that, but I'm just saying. So that's it for today, you guys. I will be talking to you later. Bye.